We are here with Jake, our English teacher.
Hello, everyone.
British. Hello, Jake. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you.
Perfect. So, do you remember the topic of tonight? This is a question like a trap because it contains a difficult term inside.
Okay, I see. So it's 3 steps to becoming a linguistic Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger. It's so hard for me. Okay, a linguistic Schwarzenegger then. Okay, I would like to start, and please just feel free to add. Let's make a discussion about how to become a linguistic Schwarzenegger. For me, the step number 1 is repeat. I started like that. I always say repeat. It means that language learning is not about accumulating knowledge, not about accumulating and knowing all the rules by heart, the grammar rules, but about practicing. Do you agree with that, Jake?
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. You need to practice to make the language like second nature for you. Because even if you know all the rules on paper, when you go out into the real world and you want to express yourself, and you want to talk to people and achieve your goals, it's a lot easier if you practice a lot, because then you don't have to think about it too much. You can just be yourself, which is the best thing to be.
But then students tell that it's difficult to practice.
I suppose it's difficult, but I think there are ways you can make it more interesting for yourself. You can repeat, yes, the same thing again and again, or you can try, okay, instead of saying it this time, I'm going to write it down, or maybe I'm going to try and use it in a real conversation and see what happens. You can make it more exciting for yourself.
So here comes the second step for me. It's you gave me a very good opportunity to continue here, because the second step, even if I say repeat again, it's about relevant content. So my advice is focus on relevant content that is useful to you, maybe to your job, because some people learn the language, Dutch language, if they live in the Netherlands, they want to improve their English for a reason or another language, because they always have a goal.
Yes.
Yes.
It's important to have a goal because it will help you stay motivated. It will help you understand in the difficult times why you are doing what you are doing and why you are pushing yourself.
Yes, at all the difficult moments, even in other fields of life. For me personally, it works like that. But I guess for everybody, that when we have some difficulties, then we say, why? Why do I have to face this? And then if you have a strong why do I have to study again? Then if you have a good why, then you do the hard work.
Yeah, definitely. And I think another benefit of making it relevant is that you're more likely to practice those things, because you're more likely to actually use them in your day-to-day life. So, there's a hard way to learn and an easy way to learn. The easy way to learn is to learn by doing. And if you learn things that are relevant to you, you're more likely to do them. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And then step number 3. Let me see my notes here. I know. So it's repeat again. I would like to add something, a tip, an advice that my professor from the university says, the one who taught me this method, who trained me in this method that we apply. He says, probably he told you, so that we recommend to our students, and he recommends to his students, repeat 10 times in front of the mirror. What? what you have to repeat what you have to study at home. And for example, when you have to study to prepare a speaking activity, this is what you have to repeat and to practice at home. For me, 10 times it's more than enough. I usually ask for 3 times. And because I have a window in my office, I always say, address yourself to the window, repeat there, so speak out loud.
Yeah, 10 times in front of the mirror. And yeah, I guess if you do that, you're definitely not going to forget it, are you? It's going to be stuck in your mind for a very long time.
Like songs, like songs that we will always be singing, and we still, after years and years, we still remember the lyrics.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I remember one of the only things I remember from my psychology class in school was about memory. And the teacher said to me, if someone tells you something once, your brain can keep it for something like 5 seconds, and then you just forget it.
Yes.
Unless it's important to you and you repeat it again in your head or you think about it. But she then said, if you repeat it to yourself again a few minutes later, then your brain can remember it for the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you repeat it to yourself again the day after, your brain will remember it for a week. And I think it's true. I think it's true, especially when it comes to learning languages.
I guess that there is some science behind that. And also what you say now makes me think that when we repeat something, there are neuron connections that are formed in our mind, and we know this from how is it called, this new science,
Neuroscience?
Yes, neuroscience.
Yeah.
I think. Yes, so, and why we used this creative term that you invented to become a linguistic Schwarzenegger, because we need muscles. It takes muscles to be fluent and to be very comfortable in speaking a language.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to practice them.
It's true. I mean, Schwarzenegger is obviously the extreme example because he became the world bodybuilding champion, whatever.
Yes.
But he spent hours and hours in the gym,
mm-hmm.
doing the same things again and again,
mm-hmm.
focusing on his mistakes, trying to correct the mistakes as he went.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the end, his body responded. Just like if you're a student, if you do that, if you take that approach, in the end, of course, you're going to become as good as you want to be.
There's no other choice. If you do it, sorry for interrupting. If you do it, it's like one way. You will learn it.
Yeah, you can't fail. It's like what I say to some of my students with the language and motivation method, because they do a lot of homework, mm-hmm. and we do a lot of things again and again. If they ever have concerns about, will I achieve my goals? I always say, look, with the amount of work you do, one way or another, of course you're going to achieve the goals, even if you don't feel like it's going quickly. You can't do this much work and not learn. It's just mm-hmm. impossible.
Yes. And sometimes people don't feel that they do it quickly, even if they do, actually. For example, in the beginning, when an English student wants to start with you, we promise that in 3 months they will be at B1 level, or if they have already another level, B2, let's say, then in 3 months they will be at C1. And they say, oh my God, so quickly? How is it possible? But then when they are in the process, after 1 month and a half, that they are already familiarized with the method and the way we work, then they say, come on, I don't think I'm going fast enough, but they have forgotten where they started from and where they have arrived, because they look at the goal. They have to just be a bit patient, right?
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. I have very recently had a conversation just like this with a student of mine who started as a beginner, basically. And we were having a conversation, about that she had some frustrations in some areas. And I said to her, the fact that we can have this conversation after such a small amount of time is proof that actually, you should give yourself a break, because you've really done very well in this time.
Exactly. And maybe you're talking about after 6 or 7 lessons of English classes, right?
Yeah, which isn't actually, it's not necessarily that much if you look at the length of a normal course or the amount of time spent.
Of course not, yes. And do you mean also the amount of time spent for the study at home?
Well, yeah, exactly. If you think that you would say 7 1.5 hour lessons, it's almost unimaginable that they would learn so fast, but because they put so much effort into the exercises at home, and like you said, one way or another, even if they don't realize it themselves, they're learning a lot.
When they realize that they are finally steps forward, when they take the test, for example, the A2 test after 2 months, and they see, okay, yes, I have a good score there. So yes, it means something. You are already at the A2 level, but you just want to go further and to be able to speak with fluency.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of that is about the students as well, pushing themselves and trying new things. And it's okay if you're not absolutely amazing in one area. As long as you keep trying, it all reinforces itself. Every new exercise you do, you'll see a word that you've looked at last time, you didn't remember what it was. This time you will remember, and it just accumulates like that. You
build up like that, yes. Nice, nice, nice. So these are some very simple tips on how to becoming a linguistic Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Let's see if it motivates a bit our students, and if they keep it in mind that they have always to just repeat, continue the work, and the results are coming.
Absolutely.